So this is what I learned from not using my smartphone for 72 hours. All right, let the weekend begin with a good old workout. Workout finito, time to relax for the weekend. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here today, I just want to say thank you for clicking on this video. And if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, do yourself a favor, subscribe and be a part of this community. And for all of you guys who have been a part of this community for a longer time period, I just want to say thank you to you guys for being a part of this channel. So the other day, I posted a video called Break My Phone Addiction. And I did an experiment where I went for 72 hours without a smartphone. And basically what I did was at the end of the work week, I took my SIM card from my smartphone and I put it into this dumb phone. Now, yes, this is an iPhone, but basically what I did was I took every single app off of this iPhone and turned it into a dumb phone. That meant that the only things that I could do with this iPhone was call, text, and use WhatsApp, because that's what they use here in Finland to send messages. But that's all. That's all I had on this phone, and I went 72 hours without any social media, any other game apps, or anything that I would use on my regular smartphone, my iPhone, and waste a whole bunch of time on. So what did I learn from these 72 hours? Well, I think the first thing I realized was that I'm actually a lot more addicted to my smartphone than I thought. I noticed throughout the weekend there'd be all these moments where I would have this urge to all of a sudden take the phone out of the pocket, especially when I had free time. You know, if I was just waiting for something in the grocery line or if I was sitting on the toilet, I would feel this urge to take my phone out and start scrolling through social media, through Instagram. But then I would realize all of a sudden that, wait a minute, the phone in my pocket is a dumb phone and I can't do anything with it, so I wouldn't take it out. But I really felt that continual urge to pick up my phone. And I don't even know if it's so much that I'm addicted or it's just that I've got really bad habits, but those are definitely bad habits that I want to break. And then another thing that I noticed on Monday morning when I switched my SIM card back from my dumb phone to my smartphone was that the first moment when I started scrolling apps, the high that you would get, it was almost like that feeling I remembered when you were a kid and you went away to camp for a week and you went 7 days without any time on the computer, and then when you got home from camp, the first thing you would do would run to the computer, open MSN Messenger, start chatting with people, start playing video games, and the high that you would get just from looking at a screen was insane. And I kind of got that same feeling on Monday morning when I started scrolling my iPhone again. It's almost a bit scary, to be honest, and I definitely want to make some changes when it comes to that. But the second thing that I learned is that it's actually possible to have healthy boundaries when it comes to smartphones. Over the weekend, yes, there was moments where I was struggling. I do have to confess that on Saturday morning, I didn't put the SIM card back into my smartphone, but I logged into Wi-Fi and quickly scrolled through Instagram, and then immediately I was like, dang, I don't want to do this, so I just put my iPhone back into the cupboard where I was storing it. But overall, I really enjoyed doing this experiment. I really felt like this was a good thing for me, and it's something that I want to continue doing on weekends and even possibly on weeknights, because I feel like it has such a good benefit for myself. Because I noticed throughout the weekend that all of a sudden I had all this extra time. The time that I would use to use scrolling the phone, all of a sudden I had time to do things that I actually brought joy to me in doing. So instead of just scrolling through my phone and wasting time when I was bored, I was all of a sudden using that time to do things that I was actually enjoying. And I want to talk more about that right now. So I started off the weekend with a good workout. I headed to the gym right away, did my workout. One weird thing is that usually when I'm at the gym, I do like to listen to a podcast, or if I'm on the treadmill, I like to watch Netflix. But because I had my dumb phone, I couldn't do any of that. I couldn't even listen to music. So that was a little bit strange, but hey, it was good for me. It was good for me to try something different just to see what it's like to work out at the gym with no distractions at all. The second thing I noticed from my weekend was that all of a sudden I had a lot of time to read. I personally really love reading books because I feel like, first of all, it can be often very entertaining, but as well, you learn so much from reading. But it's something that I've neglected because I've said that I haven't had enough time to read. But now I've actually realized that it's not that I don't have time, it's just that I've had the wrong priorities. So before, when I would have a moment to myself, or I'd be bored, or even when I'm on the toilet, I would just take out my phone and start scrolling. Now what I did on the weekend was that I would just have the book with me. I would just be reading when I had some spare time. Even when I was on the toilet, I was reading a book. So it's definitely a lie when people say that they don't have time to read. It's more that they just don't make a priority of it. Instead, they use their time scrolling their smartphones. And the last thing that I noticed from this experiment, and probably the most important thing, was that I noticed that I was able to be a lot more present. Instead of being continually distracted by notifications or by picking up my phone and jumping into another world, I was able to be present in the world that I'm living in. And that's really important to me because I want to be present when it comes to my relationships. I want to be present when I'm hanging out with my wife, with my friends, with my family. And this is really important to me that I start making healthy boundaries around this while I'm young. Because Vera and I, we don't have kids yet, but I do not want to be the type of dad that when the kid's trying to get your attention to play or to see something that he's doing, that I'm just there, yep, that's good, son, and I just keep scrolling Instagram or Facebook or the news or whatever it is that I'm scrolling. I do not want to be that kind of dad, so it's really important to me that before Vera and I get kids, hopefully one day, that I've already started initiating and building these kind of healthy habits around smartphone use, that I can be a present dad, that I can be the kind of dad that actually gives the attention and love that kids deserve. So the question is, will I continue to use this dumb phone on the weekends? And I would say absolutely yes. In fact, I really enjoyed this experiment so much that I'm actually considering, like I said before, to actually use this dumb phone on weeknights as well. So basically during the workday, I'll use my smartphone, and the moment I'm done work here at the office, I'll switch my SIM card over to the dumb phone. That way I don't have any distractions in the evening, and I can enjoy time with my wife, with friends, being present, reading more, developing myself, rather than doing the classic scroll. So yes, I will continue this experiment. I hope that this just becomes a normal part of my life. Second question, would I suggest this for other people? Absolutely double yes. Our generation has a huge problem when it comes to smartphone use. We are addicted and we have really bad habits. And to be honest, it's not a surprise. Smartphone use, social media apps, they're a new thing, and they're something that we don't yet have healthy boundaries for. We haven't made these social norms when it is appropriate or not to be on your phone. But now I think that people are more and more recognizing the fact that we need to make healthy boundaries when it comes to smartphone use and social media. So that's why I would highly suggest for you guys to try out this experiment and see if it works for you. See if it helps you to become more present and less time scrolling on your smartphone. So that is what I learned from not using my smartphone for 72 hours. Hopefully you guys would try out this experiment for yourself, and I would love to hear from you guys more what you guys are doing to make good habits regarding smartphone use and social media use. All right guys, that's it for this week's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Once again, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, do yourself a favor and be a part of this community. And as well, if you guys are interested in seeing more of these personal leadership, self-help type videos, comment below. I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are about this and if you guys would like to see more of these types of videos on the channel. Because personally, I really enjoy trying out these experiments and having you guys along for the ride. All right, guys, have a fantastic week. And when I mean fantastic week, I mean a weekend without your smartphone. Go out there, enjoy life, be present.